What's a good, team? Right now I'm about to do a response video to GlasgowYGO, why competitive Yu-Gi-Oh sucks on YouTube. So in this video I'm going to target some of his points and give my personal opinion on them. So without further ado, let's begin. Starting off by saying GlasgowYGO just dropped an amazing video talking about why competitive Yu-Gi-Oh sucks on YouTube. I suggest you guys go check it out. Link will be in the description below. Now, the reason why I want to make this response video is mainly because he asked me to make a response video. He did say he wanted to hear YouTube's opinion on competitive channels on YouTube. So, with me being a competitive channel myself, I thought I'd be the perfect person to give a good response to him, because everything he said competitive channels don't do, I really do. So, yeah, let's begin. Starting off by saying, he said there's a small target audience for competitive channels. Now, I'm not going to lie, this is true. Yu-Gi-Oh is a niche thing as it is. And in the grand scheme of things, the competitive scene is going to be small. Just like a competitive scene will be small in any niche, you're going to have your casual players, which is always going to outshine the competitive players. And his main point was channels like Hearthstone, and I guess he could say, he didn't say Magic the Gathering, but I'm going to go ahead and say Magic the Gathering, and even Pokemon get tons of views for their competitive content. And even in the fighting game community, they get their views for the competitive content. But the same thing is not here in Yu-Gi-Oh. I personally believe the reason why we don't get that many views in the competitive scene is because, unlike those other card games, we don't have money investments in our game. Konami gives us the prize cards and they give us playmats. Now we can convert that stuff into money, but no one wants to go through converting. They want the cash now. They want them to write them a check. Especially people who are in their 20s and 30s. They're not gonna go play hours at an event just to win something, just to sell it like some fucking crackhead. They want a fucking check, just like how other games will. So the reason why we don't get a lot of people flocking to our channels for the competitive content is because money. Now, that being said, I do get a lot of people telling me I've personally helped them out in a competitive way due to the fact that the videos I make. I do a lot of competitive content on my channel. I do decks explained, I do deck analysis, I do top 10s, I do YCS breakdowns. CapG does some of the same things, but he does a lot more casual videos. And I feel like a lot of YouTubers throw out their competitive content here and there. And yeah, they do grow slower. It's not a fact. That is a fact. And like I said, it goes back to my first point. People flock to YouTube mainly for the entertainment, and especially because there's not a lot of money invested into this game from Konami's side outside of the playmats and the cardboard and etc. Another target point that Nadir made in his video was, he said there's no competitive players on YouTube. Now this is false. When I first started coming on YouTube looking for Yu-Gi-Oh, there was competitive players. I know Jeff Jones had a channel, Jarrell Winston had a channel, and he went to Worlds. There's a lot of players who had channels. This guy, his name was Wilson Sang, 3Z Inferno. He had an amazing YouTube channel, and they all had low subscriber counts in comparison to people like CapG and MCO40 and etc. Hell, you can even say MCO40. He has like 2 or 3 YCS tops. The dude's not a bad player. He's just a casual, and he's a big anime fan. So, you know, we had the competitive pro players with consistent tops with channels. It just people didn't care enough to go to those channels because there's not enough investment reward for them. Not to mention, I feel like a lot of people in our community is insecure. They go to these events, they see how hard it is, and they just give up. But I guess that could just be a cultural thing of people who like playing Yu-Gi-Oh. But yeah, neither here or there. We did have pro players in our game. They just eventually stopped making videos because they thought it was pointless, and they didn't stick into the YouTube thing long enough to start seeing revenue. Because 3Z Inferno was insane. His channel was amazing, but he quit due to the fact that, I think his last video he said why he quit is because he hated how he was giving out legit information that helped players get better. But you see people like just doing pack openings and dumb shit, and they get tons of views. So he just got frustrated and he'd give up. I guarantee if Wilson Sang was making videos in 2017, his channel will be booming. But hey, shit happens. So he was a good player. He just quit all around, opened up his own restaurant. So I'm glad that dude's doing good in his life. One thing I want to say, a lot of competitive channels don't get shine. Like mine's a big competitive channel. I don't get a lot of shine. And he said competitive channels don't get views. Competitive content don't get views. Like, I don't know what kind of views he wants, but my competitive videos, my top 10s, my explain videos, they get anywhere from 2,000 to 10,000 views, which is pretty good considering the fact that I have 8,000 views, 8,800 views and growing right now. Like, I do a diverse content because I'm trying to be a full-time YouTuber eventually. But for right now, my competitive content get a good amount of views, so I'm kind of confused when he said competitive content don't get a lot of views, but they do. Even CapG mentioned in his comment section that when he upload dual videos of like people like Billy Breaking, etc. They get 50K views. That's really fucking good for our game. So there is people who get the views. It's just you got to make the content and got to be consistent at it. Yeah, it's gonna be slower, but you got to show the competitive players that you're somebody worth watching. And then one thing he said that kind of bugged me, but it didn't really bug me because he did ask me to do a response video, and I respect his opinion. He said a lot of channels don't have anything to offer because they suck. Now, don't get it twisted. I'm not the best duelist in the world, but I do not fucking suck. I have a YCS top. I pretty much got a Nationals top, even though I didn't top Nationals. I got the same rec. I went 6-3 in the Necros format with Heroes, and I got like fucking 69th. You had to make top 64, and people I beat got into the top cut. So in my own little world, I topped that Nats. Then I got 3 regional top 8s, a bunch of regional X2s, losing in the final round to like Bufu, Burn Dex and shit. So I know I don't suck, and my value and the fact that people tell me I've helped them a lot proves to me that I don't suck, because if I can take a player, give them some advice, and they can do good with it, that lets me know I have value, and that lets me know I helped somebody out. But I mean, it's nothing personal. That's just his personal opinion on YouTubers, and he doesn't know me like that, so he doesn't know I got top, and he doesn't know how good I am in the game because he hasn't played me. And I've played competitive players at regionals, YCS, and I've beaten them. Like, I went back and forth with Desmond Johnson. We went back. He just beat me because of his tech card, Solemn Scolding. But if he didn't take Solemn Scolding, I would have got him. But that's neither here or there. I beat my fair share of pros in my day. I just don't have enough time to play test like the pros. But not making excuses for myself. I have my little credentials. So that's neither here or there. And the last thing I'm going to talk about to wrap this video up, I'm kind of rambling at this point. He said there was not a lot of value to get a competitive channel can give out outside of technical analysis and technical play, which is true. But in addition to that, you can do Dex Explain, you can do tech cards, and you can just do top 10s, top 10 ways to get better at locals, top 10 ways to improve your game in 2017. The views are going to be slow, but those topics are evergreen. Since they're evergreen, they're going to accumulate views over time. I made a video in 2015, January, talking about 3 easy ways to build a competitive Yu-Gi-Oh deck. That video, when I first made it, had like 200 views. Fast forward to now, that video has 9,000 views and growing. And the video's in shit quality, and my channel had shit quality back then. But that just goes to show me that people actually want to get competitive at this game, and more people are going to YouTube to get competitive. You just have to put in the work and put out the value for people to get it. Now, I personally believe Nadir made this this video is because when he did his competitive content, he noticed the view to subscriber ratio was low. But I disagree. I like his interview thing. I like the talk show thing he does. I believe he just has to put more effort into his competitive content and stop downing himself thinking that he sucks. He's probably a really good player. He just doubts himself, and that's a cancer in itself, because there's a lot of players I've met at locals who I know for a fact are really good players, but when they play against somebody who they think is slightly better than them, they choke up. They get mad because they don't have an invite. They get mad because they haven't done anything. It's like, so fucking what? There's only so much you can do in this game to prove you have so much skill. And honestly speaking, I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. A lot of pros fucking cheat. A lot of pros cheat. You can't tell me people go to event after event after event and top consistently without cheating somewhere along the way. Not taking credentials away from anybody, but a lot of pros cheat, and a lot of people in this game who are known as good players have been caught cheating. Look at Konami's ban list. Like, come on now. So I believe a lot of players feel bad about themselves because they know they put in the effort and the work to play against people, and they don't get the credentials done because they're not cheating. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't cheat, but if I do cheat, I will be doing way better than I do now, because I go to nationals every year, I go to regions every year, I get my invite, and etc. So that's my little rant / response video to Nadir. I believe, truthfully, Yu-Gi-Oh! Competitive YouTube is good on YouTube. You just have to put in the effort and the value to make it work for your channel, because let's be honest, a lot of people who used to do a lot of competitive content back in the day, no shots to nobody, they upload in shit quality. They upload in the utmost 480p. Come on now, who the fuck wants to watch 480p? Nobody. So tell me what you guys think about my response in the comment section down below. I am a firm believer in competitive channels because I'm a competitive channel myself, and I believe a lot of competitive channels nowadays, they have low quality value because they look at channels like Asian Eyes, this is not a shot at him, who uploads just dev pro videos and do, oh my god, 1 million attack battle, and he gets views. So I think they're gonna do the same thing, but it's not. So with all that being said, yeah, post your thoughts about this response in the comment section down below. And if you guys enjoyed this video, hit that subscribe button for more Yu-Gi-Oh content. I'll generally upload 3 times a week. On Mondays to do my general discussions, on Wednesdays to do usually top 10s, and Fridays to do my explain series where I explain decks and archetypes in detail. And I might sprinkle some videos in here and there throughout the week. So this is Chris from Team Innovation, and I'm signing out. Peace, guys, and stay innovative. Deuces.